recipe and welcome to How Did I Cook This Meal. Today I'm gonna show you how to make Polish pork schnitzel, and this is my recipe. I tweaked my mum's and my nan's recipe to make them just perfect, so I'm gonna share that with you. So stay with me, I'm gonna show you how to do it. The schnitzel, you're gonna need pork loins. You can use chicken, but I prefer pork. It's easier to work with, especially if you're making this meal for the first time. So I've got 2 pork loins in here, as you can see. I need some salt, paprika, garlic, 2 eggs, chili powder, and this is sweet paprika. I don't know if you remember from my previous videos. You can get cheaper spices in the international sections in the supermarket. So this one was just cheaper version. You've got everything explained in English, even though it says here in Polish. So I'm gonna use that. And for the traditional schnitzel, you're gonna need a breadcrumbs. That is Polish breadcrumbs. They are about 50p in any supermarket. I would highly recommend those. You can use the traditional ones that you can buy in any other shop, but that it tastes different because it's different mixture of different breads. So have a look if you can use it. I will recommend. And for the slim and word friendly schnitzel, I'm gonna use 1 toast of a Warburton's gluten-free multi-seeded bread. So you can have two of the slices as your healthy piece. I'm just gonna use 1, and I'm gonna show you what to do with it just to make the meal free. So the first thing I will need to do is to tenderize the meat. In other words, just beat the crap out of it pretty much. That is my meat tenderizer. I'm using metal because when you use the wooden one, the meat can stuck in between those little gaps here, so and it's no way that you can actually clean it properly, so I'm just using one of those. So once the meat is tenderized, you can start next step. However, to make it slim and word friendly, I have to get rid of all of the fatty bits, because otherwise it's not gonna be food. So I just burnt my toast, so I have to redo it, but we can move on to the next step. So we need two bowls. 1 will be for the egg and 1 will be for the breadcrumbs. So this one, I'm gonna use the same one as I used for the meat because it's absolutely fine. So let me just get another smaller one. You want it like quite flat, like probably like this one. And the reason being is that you have to toss it in the breadcrumbs, so that will make it a little bit easier. So I just need to crack the eggs in the bowl. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this one and I'm gonna just use a plate. So this is the traditional way that I'm gonna show you before I move on to the slim and world. So I need to add a little bit of the sweet pepper. I don't really measure it, I just add literally a pinch. I need some sweet chili powder. Sorry, this one is actually hot chili powder. And some paprika. Not a lot because you don't want it too spicy. You need some garlic. I like it garlicky. Some salt, and we need some pepper as well, which I completely forgot. That is just black pepper. It's grounded. You can use the normal one, like in one of those, but I just like it grounded, so it's like nicely blended. And then what I need to do, I'm gonna have to whisk it. So you whisk the eggs. Obviously, if it comes to slimming, well, you can use this mixture as well because it doesn't have any syns. And then we're gonna move on to breadcrumbs. So this is the traditional way. So you get some breadcrumbs. Obviously I have a trouble with opening it, as per usual. So you just pour a little bit. Probably that's gonna be a little bit too much, but that's fine. So you do exactly the same thing. You add exactly the same ingredients to the breadcrumbs. You can just mix it. And then what you need to do, I'm gonna have to swap them again. All you need to do is put the tenderized loin in the egg. Obviously don't forget to wash your hands, and then you just toss it around in the breadcrumbs so the breadcrumbs get stuck to the loin. I'm a little bit messy with that, so you've got to forgive me. So this is the traditional way. Now I'm going to show you the Slimming World friendly version of the breadcrumbs. So I've got a toast and I've got my blender. So I'm guessing you already know what I'm going to do. But I'm just simply going to blend my toast to get breadcrumbs. It's going to be finer than usual breadcrumbs, but it does the job if you want to save your syns. I don't know how many syns would that be with the breadcrumbs, but I will work it out and put it in the description below. So I've got my powder, because this is very powdery. It's not like the breadcrumbs. It is more like it's very fine, almost like flour, I'd say. But I tried it before with normal, the little Warburtons. I haven't tried it with the gluten-free, but I can't see it being any different. So I'm gonna spread that on the plate. Still warm. So I'm gonna use exactly the same thing. So you would be doing exactly the same thing as with the traditional way. So this is gonna be half of my healthy extra B, and this is not a tweak because I am not gonna use more, and it is weighed, so I know exactly how much is in there. So I'm not going over with the syns. So this is, like I said, this is half of the extra B, so I can have like a hi-fi bar or something later. Nice sweet. I like it with paprika quite a lot. So, and then you do exactly the same thing. I might have to toss it around twice because it's quite a lot of mixture for it, but it is quite a good idea if you want to save your syns. So I've got it all in egg now. It's gonna look completely different. It's gonna look darker, so I know which one's mine. Obviously my partner is not following Slimming World, but he secretly weighs himself and he's quite keen on Slimming World stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it quiet. And he loves that schnitzel as well. So, and like I said, this is my recipe, this is how I cook it. So the next step in making those, traditionally they should be fried, they should be deep fried in oil. I am not doing that because I am not spending syns on breadcrumbs. It's not happening. So I worked out a way. So I get a little bit of tin foil. If you were to make it in the traditional way, you can use butter, you can use any fat, but I just refuse to do it. So I'm using fry light, so I'm spraying a little bit. and I'm placing those on there. Obviously I still know which one is which, you can actually tell the difference. So I'm spraying some on top. So when that's done, you need to put it in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, 180 degrees on fan setting. The only thing that you need to do is just to keep checking it, like every 5-10 minutes. Just keep checking it. You might need to flip it so it doesn't stick to the tin foil. But that's pretty much what you need to do to make those schnitzels. Hi, I hope you enjoyed this video and going to try those pork or chicken schnitzels, whichever you fancy. This is my family recipe. I came up with it ages ago, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Obviously, if it comes to the sin values, I am certain that this slimming word-friendly way, not the traditional one, is sin-free as long as you measure, so it is not a tweak that you should be sinning. However, always double check with your consultant before making a decision, because I am not one. So just let me know what you think, and I will see you soon.